Alright guys, so in today's video I'm going to be responding to your comments. I had my editor pick out 20 comments for me to respond to, so that's what we're going to be doing. The first comment, of course, comes from the editor. Should I mix this with G Fuel? And that is on the video where I drank the thick water. No, you should not mix thick water with G Fuel. Thick water, as you saw in the video, it's basically like snot. Think about drinking snot. Say you have some watermelon G Fuel, right? If you mix the G Fuel with the thick water, now you have watermelon snot. So that's not going to be very good. So no, you should not mix G Fuel with thick water. And this next comment is from the video where I reviewed the ballistic dart launcher. This guy says, "Dude, please at least wear safety glasses when you're shooting darts into a hard surface directly beside your face." I do agree, I probably should have wore safety glasses in that video, but I'll tell you why I usually don't wear safety glasses. Because they fog up, and then I can't see anything. I can't see what's going on with the camera, I can't see if I'm in focus, I can't see what I'm looking at. They're all fogged up. Generally, I just kind of, do the safety squints and just kind of hope for the best. I just take the risk. This next one is from the video with the big roll of duct tape. Why does it seem that all YouTubers have a mannequin lying around? This is very strange. I do agree, maybe it does seem kind of strange, but look at this guy. You wouldn't want this guy hanging around at your house? Even though he's all dirty and looks really creepy? I don't know why other YouTubers might have mannequins. I know why I have one. Yeah, it is kind of strange, I guess. I will tell you guys something about this mannequin, that whenever I first got this mannequin, I left it in the garage and I kept forgetting that I had the mannequin. So I would walk into the garage, I would keep it over here on this side of the garage, and of course the door is right here, and I would walk in the garage and I would see the mannequin right there, and for the first month of having this thing, it would scare me every time I walked in the garage because I would forget that he was there. So now usually the way I keep him is I usually keep him turned around facing the wall because I don't want to see his face because it is a little bit creepy. This next comment is from the video where I hooked the 300 9-volt batteries together. And this guy says, "I really hope this is just a character and you actually know what you're doing." And I'm assuming that he's talking about how pretty much there was probably, I don't know, a couple thousand comments of people telling me that I was going to kill myself and that I was being extremely dangerous and whatever. The answer's kind of half and half. With most of the videos that I make, I kind of half know what I'm doing and I kind of just half guess. I'm sure I was probably in more danger than I should have been in that video, and I probably should have done a little more research before I did it, but nothing happened and I'm still here. So it all worked out. This next comment is from the video where I made the table out of ramen noodles. Why should I buy luxurious furniture when I can buy 1,000 packages of ramen noodles and make furniture with that? Modern problems require modern solutions. I completely agree. And I'll tell you something about that video. Obviously, you saw in the video how difficult it was to build something with ramen, and that was completely unanticipated. What I should have done is I should have bought just one package of ramen noodles and then did some small-scale testing to see what the capabilities are. I didn't do that. It was 3 or 4 in the morning when I came up with the idea. So what I did was I just bought, I don't remember how many packages I bought, but I bought all of the ramen off of Amazon just one night at 3 or 4 in the morning without even thinking through the video whatsoever. And then it wasn't until I started actually making the video that I realized that oh, this is actually going to be extremely hard. So that's why in that video the table ended up being so small. Because originally I was going to build a full-size table and have a full-size chair, and I was actually going to try to sit in the chair, and I had a whole bunch of stuff planned to do with the ramen, but it's ramen, there's not much you can do. So I learned from that video that I should probably, and I have been for the most part, doing a little bit of small-scale testing before I just jump all into something. This next one is from the video where I left things in Monster in jars for 30 days. Very disappointed that he didn't take a bite of the gum or pickles. Well, first of all, you'd be lucky to get me to take a bite out of pickles that just came fresh out of the jar because they're disgusting. So I'm definitely not going to take a bite out of pickles that have been left in Monster for 30 days because pickles are disgusting by themselves, let alone left in a jar with Monster for 30 days. And the gum, I guess I could have taken a bite out of the gum, but there is nothing in me that would want to take a bite into some gum that's been inside of a jar filled with Monster for 30 days. Like, there's just no part of me that wants to take a bite of that. So obviously I didn't. This next one is from the Wish Wednesday, where I tested the self-defense weapons. This seems like the last person to be testing self-defense weapons. You're probably right. I don't have any experience in self-defense, and I don't have any experience in testing self-defense weapons. But that's what makes the video what it is. It's just me figuring it out as I go. So, I mean, it turned out pretty good. This next one is from the video where I left the eggs in different drinks for 30 days. Imagine if the police ever had to search your house. Well, if the police ever had to search this place, it would take them a long time, because there's a lot of stuff in here, and I have a lot of things in jars just laying around. Just because of who I am as a person, this garage is an absolute disaster, and there's things just piled everywhere. It would take hours and hours to search this place. So hopefully that never happens. This next one is from the video where I left the fries in jars. This guy says, "Guy, don't worry, I'm wearing gloves. Mold in air. I'm about to ruin this man's whole lung capacity." Fair enough. That was one of those videos where I knew that I probably should be wearing a mask to protect from the mold spores, but what I'm doing, I'm making a video, and you have to hear me talk, and if I have a mask on, you're not going to be able to hear me talk. So just kind of have to weigh out the risk versus the reward. I would rather take the chance of having the little bit of mold exposure and having good audio rather than trying to talk through a mask. Having you guys be able to hear me clearly was more important to me than wearing a mask, basically. This next one is from the video where I put lighters in the microwave. I hope your homeowner's insurance never watches your vids. Me too. If they did watch my videos, if they could change anything or do anything based on the videos I make here, I don't think that's the case, but if they could, let's hope that they never find my videos. And luckily, I don't think they've ever seen me in person, so they can't put a face to the... Really? You're just gonna interrupt my video like this? Anyway, I hope that I've never actually met the people, so they shouldn't be able to put a face to the name, so let's hope that they never watch these videos. The next one is from the video where I tried to repair the tire with Flex Seal. One of these days, he's going to end up cutting his hand off with the katana. Hopefully not. Now, in my younger days, I have had stitches I think I've had stitches like 6 times. Most of those from accidentally cutting myself. Not with a katana, but with knives and whatnot. So these days, I'm a lot more careful, and I don't cut myself that much, or really at all anymore. So I know a lot of times it looks like I'm being extremely dangerous with my katana or whatever, but for the most part, I know what I'm doing, and I'm sure one day if I slip up and do something stupid or whatever, I'm sure you guys will see it. So, for the most part, I'm being safe. I feel like I'm being safe. You guys might look at it and think it's like a disaster, but I feel like I'm being safe, so take that for what it is. The next one is from the video where I left things in gasoline. The fact that you forgot what was in that jar makes me wonder how many jars filled with weird fluids you have lying in your garage. Well, as of right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 20, 25. As of right now, I have 25 jars sitting with things inside of them. So that answers that question, I guess. Right now I have 25. I think that's the most I've ever had, honestly. I usually don't have too many things lying around too many jars lying around, but I think right now 25, I think that's the record so far. This next one also comes from the same video with the gasoline in jars. He needs a fire extinguisher in his garage. I do not have an actual fire extinguisher, but most of the time I will have a 5-gallon bucket filled with water. So obviously that serves my purposes. Maybe one day something will get out of control and it'll burn the whole garage down. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but for the most part, I know I look like I'm completely unprepared, but for the most part, I am at least halfway prepared. Plus, a 5-gallon bucket filled with water is way cheaper than a fire extinguisher. Fire extinguishers are extremely expensive. This next one comes from the video where I put all the toothpicks in my beard. New challenge for you. Shave your beard challenge. No. I will never shave my beard, ever, in my entire life, as long as I can help it. I will have a beard till the day I die. The whole reason that I even grew my beard to begin with was because of how much I despise shaving. So, for as long as I live, I will have a beard. This next one comes from the video with the toothbrush cannon. This one says, "This is one of my favorite YouTube channels. I hope you survive YouTube's BS." I'm assuming you're talking about like the adpocalypse and censorship and all that kind of stuff. But so far, everything's been great. Hope everything stays that way. This one comes from the same video, the toothbrush cannon. "As someone who works at Home Depot, I can say the people in plumbing are clueless too." Yes, almost, not even just the plumbing, almost everybody in Home Depot is completely clueless. Some of the people that I've been to, at least locally in the Lowe's, are kind of decent, but most of them are clueless too. It's like they all just show up to these places and they just wander around but have no idea where they're at or what they're doing. It's insane. I had an experience one time in Home Depot that I don't know if I've told you guys the story before or not, but I took a bolt off of a truck that I was working on, and I needed another one of those bolts. So I went to Home Depot. I found the size that I needed. I think I found the size I needed, but I couldn't find the length I needed or something. So I got one of the employees and said, you know, "Hey, I need this bolt, but I need it to be longer." So he looks at it. He asked me what it came off of, and I was like, "Oh, it came off this truck I'm working on." And he goes, "Well, sorry, buddy. This is an automotive thread. All we have are house threads." And he gave me my bolts back. If you know anything about bolts, that's not a thing. There's not an automotive thread and a house thread. That doesn't even exist. So, like, that's the level of intelligence that these Home Depot employees work off of. So, that's why I was harping on Home Depot so bad. This next one is from the video where I was I tried to weld with 9-volt batteries. "How are you going to try a weld with the electrode so far away from the metal?" Okay, I saw that in this video, I saw this was like a very common comment of people saying like, "Oh, you had it too far away to weld." And that was because there wasn't enough amps for it to weld with the electrode. So once I saw that I could just hold the electrode onto the metal and nothing happened, then that's when I started to pull it away to, you know, get flames and whatever, arcs, just to have some excitement, because I knew that if I just set the electrode there and just let it sit there, nothing's going to happen, and nobody wants to watch that. So I felt like it was better to have some arcing and some fire rather than just have nothing. You know, as soon as I touched it and realized that there was not enough amps to start an arc and start welding, I decided to just do something that was, you know, some form of entertainment. This next one comes from the hard drive video where I tested a regular hard drive against a rugged hard drive. I could have swore I just saw that thing move in the camera. That kind of scared me. Anyway, so it comes from the video with the rugged versus normal hard drives. "We need more of the cheap versus expensive. I love this, and it needs to be a series." I agree, and I am working on something like that. So stay tuned. This next one comes from the video where I ate pickles for 30 days. Plot twist: he actually loves pickles and used this as an excuse to eat pickles every day. No, that could not be farther from the truth. I know a lot of people comment and, you know, joke around and say like, "Oh, this is just an act. He really loves pickles." No, I do not love pickles. I genuinely, deep in my soul, hate pickles and hate every single thing about pickles and with pickles and anything pickle related. So that's genuinely from my heart. I hate pickles. And the last question, and one of the biggest questions that everybody has been asking me. This comment comes from the steak and gas video. What happened to Wish Wednesdays? This is what has happened to Wish Wednesdays. They're not gone. They are kind of postponed, if you will. I am gonna continue to do them, and they are coming back. But what is happening is whenever I order something from Wish, okay, I order it, and then to me, what seems like I order it, and then they give it to a guy in a canoe in China. Then that guy in the canoe has to row his way all the way to where I'm at. So it just takes forever. I'm talking about the shipping. The shipping just takes forever, and I could do Wish Wednesdays right now, but it would be like just sporadic, and I would rather do the Wish Wednesdays whenever I have enough things like flowing between ordering and having in stock that I can make one every single week rather than just like one this week and then one 2 weeks from now and stuff like that. So that's what happened to the Wish Wednesdays. The shipping just takes forever. And I'm sure with this coronavirus, it's definitely affected, obviously China and the shipping and all that stuff. So that's what it comes down to, is shipping. It just takes forever. So I'm trying to build up enough items where I can, shoot 4 or 5 episodes of Wish Wednesday in, a week or whatever, and then have those backlogged, so that way I have enough time to order more items and keep things going. So that's what's happened to Wish Wednesdays. And that is the last comment. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.